Hello.
Can you hear me okay, or do I need to move my computer?
I can hear you good.
All right. Okay. All right. If I get staticky again, just tell me and I'll scooch closer to the house over there.
No problem. Oh, goodness gravy. Joyce.
Joyce is here. Hi, Joyce. Oh.
How are you doing today, Joyce? I think it's Monday.
It is definitely Monday.
I mean, we're here, so it must be Monday. Can you see the knot forming right here on my eye?
Oh, I do see it now. I do. Was that a branch?
It must have been a part of a branch because I had a pile of brush from when I cut my shrubbery, and I paid someone to haul it away today because it was just there and it wasn't going anywhere. Like, I was trying to use it in my fire pit, but I wasn't even making a dent in it. And I had people coming, so I was like, okay, let's just have it gone. So they did get most of it, but grass has grown up there where it was. And so I got my weed eater out and I went to try and chop it down, and everything was going fine. And then suddenly something went whack.
Oh, did I break up just then? Did I completely go away?
You didn't go away. You just had a little.
Okay. All right.
But luckily it didn't bleed because I was ready. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, there's just a little knot there right now.
Well, it's very small. It's not, at least it's not a big old egg for your eyeball.
Yeah. No, there is a bump. There's a heavy, hard little.
Yeah, and I bet it's gonna keep getting tender.
I'll put some ice on it here later. I didn't think, which I don't have here. I have little boo-boo packs. I think they're still at my parents' house. I don't think they've made the journey to my new house. So
well,
I'll just wrap it in a towel and.
Okay. Do you have any leftover crushed ice from your fancy drinks that you usually make? Maybe
I don't usually use crushed ice.
Oh, you don't.
I shake it with full ice.
Okay.
Joyce.
What'd she say here?
Just whatever you do, don't break it, because you don't know how long it's been there.
Speaking of egg, I found a chicken egg.
She doesn't have chickens.
And we're sure it's a chicken egg?
Maybe a snake brought it to your yard, and it's a snack for later. No, I don't think they usually carry them around. They usually just eat them.
Oh, okay. Joyce just said you froze. Was that for me?
I think so, yeah.
Joyce, I'm at my college roommate. Her name's Heather. I'm at her house in Los Angeles.
Heather and Heather.
Yes. And so I'm trying to do this out here, but now I'm concerned. I'm going to be glitchy and I don't know. I might have to go inside. I was trying to just be out and not bother anybody.
Well, it's funny because your background looks like one of those fake backgrounds.
No, it's real, dude. They redid their house, and yeah, it's really nice. If you look up at the ceiling on their deck here, see how it's all plank. Nice. It's pretty nice.
Nice. Let me open YouTube so I can watch and see if you go away here.
Yeah.
But I think if you freeze for me, you freeze for everybody else, and you're good. You're better now than you were. So, hey, Geneva. Oh, you just froze? Oh, no. I just told her she was good, and then she froze.
I went away, huh?
Yes, you did.
Totally went away. Oh, where should I go?
Just find a closet. I don't
Oh,
know.
what if I just go a little closer? Hmm. Oh, I'm
Scouting for
just
the
gonna take
perfect
the
streaming spot.
yeah. I could just go back into my room. It's just gonna be dark in there, and I thought it'd be nice to have outside lighting, but
Well,
this is
I can turn my light off. We can have mood lighting.
we can have mood lighting. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay, all right. We're moving. We're moving.
Walking. We're walking.
We're walking.
How
Walking.
about y'all? How was your weekend, first of all? Everyone in the chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we got another freeze happening.
I just saw it go away, and I'm inside the house, so I don't know what this means.
It could just because you were moving. So
Yeah. Here. All right. Okay. All right.
there you go.
All right. No more
All
outside.
right. Well, we'll muscle through.
So much for my pretty outdoor Los Angeles view. We got a nice white room.
It's all right. It is what it is. Let's see what was my week. My weekend was busy. I had a very busy weekend.
Mine was super relaxing.
Mine was not relaxing.
Do you want to share?
I had a craft show, an arts walk on Saturday, which was very good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had our holiday drop sale that evening.
Mm-hmm.
But in between that, I had to run to the tail end of a family reunion and then come back home to do the whole live chat for the drop. And then Sunday, I started the process of preparing to clean because, you can't just start cleaning, at least for me. I have to mentally prepare myself and plan how I want it to happen. That's what I have to do.
Yeah, I'm more of a tidier or organizer where it's like there's too much things around, and then I'll move the things and then I'll notice, oh, that needs to be cleaned. And that's usually when I clean.
No, I clean when other people are gonna see it. That's when I clean.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of too.
I mean, I clean as I go, the things I use most often, but I don't dust regularly. I need to develop a routine, but I still haven't lived here long enough to know what that routine needs to be.
Yes. Yes.
Because right now, all my spare energy is outside work, if I have free time, I have to mow.
Yeah, it seems like every weekend you're out there doing some fun mowing.
Yeah, it's not fun. I don't like it. It attacked me. Obviously, it doesn't like me either. It's mutual. But so yeah, but since there are people coming, I want to do all the things, and so that was doing my mantle last week was part of the preparation, because then I at least don't have to think about that. It's ready to go. It's how I want it to look. And then had the sale yesterday, and then woke up. Oh, and then I was on Whatnot till 3 a.m.
Yeah, I missed all of the Whatnot because of my.
I didn't win any of the giveaways, but I was there trying.
Yeah.
Hey, Nate.
Hi, Nate. I thought of you, Nate, today because I went to the Huntington in Pasadena, and they have some really beautiful gardens, and they have a designated section of the Australian gardens. And I said, hey, this is what it looks like in Nate's neck of the woods.
Right, it's close. I want to go to New Zealand so bad. So bad. It's on my bucket list. Basically, I want to pretend to either be a hobbit or an elf. And apparently I need to be in New Zealand for that to happen. Just saying. But we can go ahead and get started. Thanks everybody for joining us. You definitely want to stick around for my history highlight. That's about Viking glass. I'm just it helps unravel the confusingness that happens with Viking glass. But we're gonna start with our normal fun what's the word I'm thinking
Segments?
of? Yes.
Segments?
I blame the head injury. Segments. Our normal segments. And I'm just having water tonight, y'all. Just having water.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we starting with today? Collections?
Yep. And actually mine's first.
Ooh, look at your collections.
So I chose this because I am not in a place personally to like rotate my collections out everywhere in my house.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's my mantle. My mantle is what I change more regularly. And so she adjusts this little shelf in different ways.
I see. It's the same.
And so I thought this was a good, like, concise little space to show like a rotating collection.
Mm-hmm.
And so here on the left, we've got a strawberry theme with, flowers mixed in. I love the red and the yellow. And then she moved it on for like the more, I guess it was all like tulip theme.
Yeah, and there's a lot there that I don't recognize. I've never seen those, the jadeite tulip salt and pepper. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I've never seen that. And you can't really see it, but behind those tulip bowls is like a little flower pot with the little measuring cups in it.
Okay. Cute.
So I love the primary colors. I love how she adds in, other things. So like on the right there, she's got linens that don't perfectly match the color scheme, but they definitely contribute to it. Mm-hmm. And then you've got the, the little strawberry shortcake. Oh, what's her cat's name? Anyway, Strawberry Shortcake's cat is there. Oh. Hey, Norma Jean. So, yeah. So I just thought, this was a way to think about rotating collections in a way that's more accessible, because you don't need a lot of stuff to, switch this out. Well, if you have a shelf or a space.
A good amount. I mean, she squeezed a lot of items on those shelves.
Yeah. But I was just the idea. Just take the idea.
Yeah.
And get with
Great.
That. Oh, there's tons of vintage goodness in there. I think she's a Pyrex collector. She's got a lot of Pyrex on her thing. And but there's her Instagram down there. Jenny Loves Vintage. Wow. And yours. Well, look, there's a shelf on yours.
Yeah, I just decided, since I'm in Southern California, that I would celebrate California pottery. And I know that's a huge umbrella incorporating a lot of different types of things. But that's what's so great about it. You could decide, well, I'm going to collect California pottery in a certain color, and it doesn't necessarily have to be all McCoy or all certain maker, but however you would want to do it. So, but I just thought I found some really fun pictures. I loved the Art Deco blue, pink, black. It's definitely a statement, but I thought it was fun. Something I don't always see, that color combo. And then I love the onions.
And you can find a lot of 80s Dust Deco that would fit in with that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, it's like, even with the white, you could just, you could pull it so many ways. I mean, you could consider Ladyhead vases a California pottery collection, really. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking a little more on form, but it doesn't have to be just on form and color scheme. You could do, certain, like the onions. I mean, what I know
Joyce just said those little anthropomorphic onions are so cute.
Yeah. I mean, the minute I saw them, I said, yes, I'm putting that one in, because the plates, the mugs, I think those mugs are stinking cute.
I know. Are they angry? They look angry. Like, look at those.
They look up to something. There's a
side eye happening.
Yes.
But with those Those
It
eyebrows.
could be nefarious. It's hard to tell.
I mean, they're onions. They're gonna make you cry. It's what's gonna
Uh,
happen. Okay, sorry, I had to. I am my father's daughter, and that is what it is. We
oh,
we were short on collections this week. I could only find one. Well, there was
okay.
other. My history highlight took up most of my week. So.
And that's great because we can spend most of our time on the history highlight this time. I picked one thing for my media must. I just decided that I would do this movie
Custard.
for the main reason of
Thank you, Shelley.
This was written and directed by Sofia Coppola. But she was given permission, I think probably because of her famous father, she was given permission to use the entire grounds of Versailles for the film. So, the costumes are great and everything, but to me, just even to enjoy the backdrop of Versailles itself.
Now, Marie Antoinette lived in the Baroque era, Baroque to Rococo. So, like, more is more is more.
Yes, but it's so nice. So if you want to really absorb, well, she was isolated from what was going on outside of.
Oh no, she did not live in reality.
Yeah, it was like Versailles was a cocoon for her, but
that's not her fault.
It's not her fault.
She still paid the price.
Yes. Yeah. And then there's one other slide that shows the famous bedroom. I believe this was their bedroom, and they filmed it here.
Look at that ciel de lis, people.
Yeah, and they filmed the whole.
Almost as nice as mine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so yeah, I just thought, yes, it's about Marie Antoinette, but Versailles itself, I would consider a character, if you will, just because of the history and the immense French. Ooh la la.
Well, yeah, it's over the top. Yeah. I mean, that's what Baroque was. It was just more is more.
Mm-hmm.
That is lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. My media must is very different because she is actually more well known on TikTok. Her name is Diane Schiffer. I love her. Like, she makes my day. I'm not on TikTok, but she puts most of her TikToks on Instagram as reels. Okay. And so these are just shots from some of them. And she loves all the stuff that most of us love. She loves the kitschy, the 40s, the 50s. She dresses in like vintage clothes, or she makes her own from vintage patterns.
Uh-huh.
And so if you look in the center, she has this thing called sit and stare time. So she'll wake up in the morning, she'll do breakfast and stuff. She's usually up early making breakfast for her son. And then she like makes coffee in her jadeite cup. She goes out to her porch and she has sit and stare time.
And does she put the camera out to what she's looking at?
No, usually you see her. Sometimes you see like she lives in a little neighborhood, so you're looking at her flowers. You're looking at her cats that she takes care of. I mean, her house has, she feeds all the cats, so there's lots of neighborhood cats that come around.
Fantastic.
And but the two shots are actually from today's reel. So she always has like the vintage linens with the days on it of different kinds for the start of the day's reel. And she's also very active in her stories. And she's always like her voice is very calming. She's always telling you to have a good day and to like basically appreciate the little things and stuff like that.
So it sounds like it's really nice to watch her in the morning.
Yes. Well, she's always up way before me. So if I like go through her morning routine, then I'm like, okay, I can have a morning routine.
Mm-hmm.
So she has become part of my morning routine. She's just fantastic. She's fantastic. So if you're on Instagram, I 100% recommend that you follow her, because it's not an account that's trying to sell you something. It's not an account exactly who, there's no drama. She also, her daughter Milan lives with her, and it's just pure goodness. And we all need that sometimes.
We do. I can't wait to meet Miss Diane Schiffer.
Yeah. So and if you love vintage, you'll love her kitchen, you'll love her house, you'll love all her stuff. She does like her hair routine, like she tries to do like
Really?
She does like period hair and stuff, and it's great. She's great. So that's my media must for this week.
I like it. All right, moving on to inspiring interiors. I picked some good ones. I really like the pictures I found for this week. I just love them. These all inspire me incredibly. I want all of these things. I want the day bed.
I do. I want the day bed.
I want the hanging.
Is that a swinging day bed?
Yes, suspended day bed. I mean, of course, I do want the lake property that goes with it.
The greenery around it is good.
Yeah. And I love the black dining room. I mean, well, black and green, but I love it.
It's funny. My inspiring interior is very dark, so this is funny.
Yeah, I really. Now, in my head, I look at the picture and I love it. If I had a house that had a separate dining room, I don't know if I did it myself, if I would love it as much. I think so.
It would depend on the lighting, because like there's a huge window there, so that helps with the feel of it.
Yes,
and Angela. I love that chandelier mixed with the black.
I know the chandelier is so great, but I think you're right. I think you'd have to have a nice amount of lighting for it to come off like this.
And I think I see a mirror there, so it's also reflecting the light. Mm-hmm. So you can fake the light as long as you have one nice big window.
That's true. Some good mirrors.
Okay. Oh, so you have another one.
I did. I found two. This one is I think one of Ralph Lauren's homes.
Oh.
And I really loved the leather chairs. I do have a thing for the tables with like the multiple linens, or the tapestry as a tablecloth, or a quilt as a tablecloth. Something about that, like multiple linens and then like the leather chairs.
My favorite thing is the walking stick collection.
Well, yes. So that is a different part of the same house. So it might be hard to tell.
Oh, okay. I see.
Separate. Yeah, that's actually a separate picture. But I included that because I thought, I think it's a great idea it's like a little bit of celebrating collections with inspiring interiors. Because and I included all of it because I don't know what they did, because that urn is fairly large. And so I think they must have put something inside to raise all those canes up to have that sort of bouquet effect.
Well, it's funny. My grandparents had that chandelier, the antler chandelier, and they built like a kit log cabin house, and my grandpa was an avid elk hunter, so that was theirs.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't look as country in this kind of setting.
Right. And to be honest, the antler chandelier, I could take or leave that. I really was into the dining situation with the leather and the linens.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It just makes me think. So we talked about Christine McConnell. And so when I was looking at both her and like doing my Baroque thing, this account popped up and it was House of Baroque, and it's super gothic. Like,
wow.
Super. I think she might be like a gothic fashion designer.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know if you're going to be able to see the detail because it's so dark, but the dark purple wall. Now, if you look at the wall, like leading up the stairs, there's like that black mirror. Then
Yes.
all around it are little frames, but they're empty. So you've got black and
Oh,
gold frames.
okay.
So the color of the wall is
Mhm.
just like accentuated,
Mhm.
which I liked a lot.
Mhm.
I know, Kraken, we do. So we, and then she also does little, like we do, a little display. So, I mean, I love this like silver against that dark
Yes,
wallpaper.
I love
The
that.
lone candle. Like,
Yes.
this is like what I want my mantle to be around Halloween. This is
Yes.
what I want to happen. And, oh, Geneva said walking sticks were longer than canes.
Oh,
So
okay.
they might just be
They
in
could
there.
be more of walking sticks than like the English cane that I thought they were.
And then I was looking at this, and then, of course, Instagram was like, but wait, look at this.
Oh, that's a lot of damask print happening.
I know, but I love it. It makes me want to paint my paneling black. I won't do that, but it gave me, for a minute, I was like, what if they painted black?
Yeah, yeah,
But like they went all in. They just went all in.
they did. They
And
did.
I appreciate that. I
I do
kind of
too.
want to turn my guest room into a
And why not?
gothy nest
Yeah,
upstairs.
yeah.
But and I don't know. I said hi, Leanne. Hi, Jan. And Kraken. Thank you so much for coming. And so we go from very dark to outside.
Yeah,
But we got the red.
these are from a museum, but I wanted to share this because I kept thinking we could possibly create something like this ourselves. I mean, it's what I think is it's just an armature, and these are
Mm-hmm.
climbing roses kind of coming up and over.
Looking
They,
like trees. Yeah.
so from far away on the left, they look like these floral standing giant floral bouquets.
Oh
But I don't know if they used a rebar and made their own armature or how they did it, but I was
Wait, if you go on a small scale, you could use that like
yeah,
topiary base and
yeah,
then
thing.
do like some chicken wire around
Yeah.
the top.
Yes, I thought, "Oh, I bet we could, use this as an inspiration for something maybe more on a smaller scale." So, yes, I
I like
thought
it.
this was fun to share.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time for the history highlight. I gotta have some water because
Ooh. I love your
this is not Viking glass in the picture. It was just the
Oh,
most
really?
colorful glass picture I could find on my software.
Well, beautifully designed. I appreciate it.
So Viking glass. Now, before we can talk about Viking glass, we have to talk about why so much awesome glass was made in West Virginia. And that's because of where we are. And if you look, here's my lovely state. It's a very funky shape, but we love it. Now, the western border of West Virginia is the Ohio River. And so the Ohio Valley is rich in coal and natural gas. And that is why so many manufacturing companies came to the Ohio Valley. And if you look, Wheeling is where a lot of glass companies were. Fostoria was formed in Ohio but moved to West Virginia because of tax breaks and easier access to these resources. And then you had transportation. Like the railroad companies were booming through West Virginia because they were moving coal. And then the Ohio River itself was an easy way to transport glass after it was made. Now, if you look, New Martinsville is there, just 2 cities south of Wheeling. and that is where the New Martinsville Glass Company was founded in 1900. Now, they began production in 1901, and you can see the little New Martinsville mark there. And this is a picture of the glass factory. It was actually another glass factory. I don't know what company before 1900, but New Martinsville started there. And then they started with, pressed glass, which was very popular at the time. And then they started moving into the elegant glassware and blown glass. And they became known for their colors. So peach blow was one of the most famous colors. I'm getting ahead of myself. So wait, but let me go back. Oh. But so they were founded in 1901. Before they started using colors, they were doing the gold paint and the ruby stain. And then they actually had some issues. There was a fire in 1907, a flood in 1913. They kept going, rebuilt. And that's when they started moving into the other things, the barware, the vanities, lamps, all of that, and moving into the collar production. And in case you want to know, the founders of the New Martinsville Glass Company were two men by the name of Mark Johnson and George Matheny, which for some reason was very hard for me to find that information. So I wanted to get that out there. It's not on the Wikipedia page. I was like, who founded it? Come on, tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is it when it says rock crystal?
Now it's reproduction of rock crystal. So pressed glass was originally made to look like cut glass. And many companies called it like press cut because it was pressed glass that would resemble cut crystal, but was cheap comparatively. So they started blowing their own glass and using the colors. And they were known for this peach blow. And then the Great Depression hit. And like so many things in the Great Depression, they went bankrupt and stopped. Yep, the APG. And this is a double bridal basket in that peach blow from the early 1900s by New Martinsville. Very fancy.
I think that's a stunning piece.
Mm-hmm. I would love to find one with the holder like that, but
yes,
it wouldn't have to be peach blow. Like I would take any of the colors. It doesn't matter. And let me make sure. So they went, and then after the Great Depression, they were purchased by the Silver Glass Company out of Connecticut in 1938. They reopened and started reproducing, but it just wasn't catching on. So in 1944, they, it is what it is. I mean, Fenton's not much better with the names of stuff, so they didn't have a good marketing team. So they rebranded as Viking Glass in 1944 because they were bringing in that like Swedish style of glass. And so Viking, makes you think of Nordic areas, and hence the name. And we all, of course, know and love the Epic line. And this is Blunique. It was the most popular for Viking, produced from 1956 all the way through 1975.
I've never seen that little lantern, the second right next to the huge swung vase, the pedestal swung vase. There's like a little lantern looking.
Yeah, I think it's a candy dish.
Oh, okay.
I think that's a lidded dish. I have all the Viking catalogs on DVD, that I can look through. I haven't looked through them yet, but
how did you?
When the need arises.
How did you get the DVD catalog?
Well, there's a the Museum of American Glass here in West Virginia, just about an hour south of me, and they reproduce and produce their own books on all manner of glass.
I see.
So I have reprints of catalogs from like Louis Glass, and which also has ads in it. That's very fun. And they have an eBay store. So I will put their link in the chat, because if you ever need information on glass, I mean, that's the place to go, because the people who run it are very knowledgeable, and anything you buy from their store goes back to the glass museum. It had a whole fairy lamp display for the springtime.
Wow.
Yeah. And I want to go there and maybe film, but I have to find time.
And a cat sitter.
Oh no, it's not. I mean, it's just an hour away. I can just drive down for the day and come back. It's not far. But so, in addition to, which a lot of people get confused, so there was New Martinsville became Viking, but there was also Rainbow. Pardon the typo.
I don't see anything.
I typed this after the head wound. Okay. I'm gonna blame the weed eater all night long. So Rainbow Glass was founded in New York in 1940. Let's see.
Oh gosh, that ad! I love that ad.
The ad is awesome.
Yes.
That's probably one of the things you can get reprinted from the museum. But so two Dutch immigrants, Goedeker and Manus, were in New York, and they founded the Rainbow Glass Company, but they moved to Huntington, West Virginia in 1942. Now, if you go back, let's go back. Huntington is further south. Like, it's almost right there at the corner of Ohio, Kentucky, and West Virginia. So right there.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah. It's one of the bolded ones there along the river. So, so, and they produced lots of art, mainly art glass is what they were known for. And though, say pictures, cruets, perfumes, and let me find it. So originally the company did not manufacture its own glass. They purchased from other companies and then decorated it.
Okay.
But then in 1954, they began manufacturing their own glassware. So pitchers, decanters, ashtrays, candle holders, and those you could find in catalogs and in department stores. But Viking came along and bought them in 1973. They continued to make some of their most popular designs. So you'll find things that have the sticker that are rainbow, but you'll find the exact same thing if it was made after 1973, and it will be marked Viking. And they made those designs until 1983, when the factory in Huntington burnt down.
Oh.
And in the 80s, glass was not doing well, so Viking did not see the need to rebuild that factory.
Okay.
So
they probably lost the rainbow molds and things in the fire.
It's possibly. I mean, I don't know that any rainbow molds are existing or moved on to other places, but I wasn't in my research. So, but I do love this cat so much. It's like, now I want a rainbow glass cat. And so it was gone. Rainbow glass was gone, but Viking was still in existence. And the factory in New Martinsville had been in operation this whole time. But 80s, 90s, glass was on its way out. Viking was purchased by Kenneth Dalzell, who tried to get the company back up to where it used to be, mid-century. Didn't work. So at that point, it was known as Dalzell Viking, and it stopped production in 1998. So in essence, New Martinsville, if it had stuck around 2 more years, New Martinsville / Viking Glass could have been right around 100 years of operation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know any of this. I mean, I'm not a huge glass collector. So the Dalzell Viking, were the stickers changed to that name? Like
No.
Okay.
It was still just Viking.
Okay.
They might have changed the design of the sticker. I didn't go into that because I was more interested in just like unraveling the different companies that became Viking or that Viking took over for this one. I think there are, if you're interested in looking at how the Viking mark and sticker changed, there are references that will help you like nail down the time frame with those. But that's not what I found the most interesting in this area. And so that's Viking glass in a nutshell. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss any of my fun things that I wrote down.
Leanne. Peach Blow isn't a very attractive name.
Yeah, I know. So, it is what it is. Yep. Yeah. Though there was a mention of the Astra line for Viking, which I don't know that I've ever seen the Astra line, but it was
Astra with an A or Astro?
Astra with an A, and it was like around like the space race era Sputnik, and was supposed to be like atomic influenced. And I'm gonna have to look that up now and see what it looks like because I'm curious. And of course, the so did I mention that in the early 1900s, glass was huge for West Virginia? Like, and I, as a West Virginian, like always knew about Fenton because I got Fenton as gifts as a kid, right?
Oh, really? You did?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a Fenton bear that someone gave me. I have a Fenton bell that my grandma gave me. Astra with an A. And so like I knew about glass, and I had a great aunt who was a glass decorator for a company around here, but it never really struck me like how many glass companies there were and how big of a deal it was for our state, because in 1910 the glass industry was our state's 4th largest employer.
Wow.
Over 400 glass factories and employed over 7,000 people. So when it started to go, I mean, that was a blow for us. And it was probably around the time coal started to go too. So the best time for our state.
Yeah.
So, let me remove that. So that is Viking glass in a nutshell. And since we were talking about that, I brought my favorite piece of New Martinsville glass that I own. And it is a tumble up. It is the Wise Owl tumble up in pink. Can you see? So here's the tumbler.
I've never seen that before.
Because it's New Martinsville.
Wow.
And there was a patent. They did apply for a patent for this. So this is pre-1938. I used to know exactly when it was made, but I don't recall now. And they do have it in other colors, and I just happened upon this on eBay. Um, and even though pink wasn't my color, it was at a price that made sense for me, so I got it.
Well, it's adorable and the size. I mean,
Yeah.
that's so cute. For the side of the bed, that's fantastic.
Yes. So, except I can't keep it right by my bed because my cats will knock it off. So it goes on my dresser where they can't jump up. So
Wow. Well, that's neat. I love seeing things that I have never seen before.
yeah. And I have a couple other pieces of New Martinsville. I've got some lovely um, kind of jadeite. Well, I used the one time, remember, for that glowed like crazy.
Mm.
My teacup and saucer. And then I have a sandwich platter with a brocade edge, which I went down a whole rabbit hole when I learned what it was called.
So you mean a rabbit hole, like you wanted to find more of the brocade?
No, it's like what brocade etching was.
Oh.
And because it was a type of etching that didn't survive, that didn't get reinstituted after the Great Depression. It was because it was so expensive and time intensive to do that it just was never picked back up by any glass company. I can go grab it if you want to see what it looks like. But it's clear glass and it's hard to see, but it's very cool.
Joyce gives it a thumbs up.
So you said, have you visited any antique places on your trip?
Well, I did technically two. But on the way to California, we stopped in Grand Junction, which is kind of the last little town on the border of Colorado and Utah. Mm-hmm. But so we stopped. By the time after we had dinner, it was a Sunday, so everything closed at 6:00, and so I was like at 5:30. I scarfed down my fish and chips, and then I ran across the street to try to get in. So I had like half an hour in this little antique shop. So I didn't get a ton of like footage, but I tried to get a little bit. So I did that, and then on my way home from the college roommate reunion this weekend, on our drive back over here to the LA area, we stopped at a antique store in Ventura, and I got to spend a lot more time there. So that was fun because I had more time and I could do a lot of looking around. I found a lot of fun things, but I found one really cool thing. Couldn't afford it, but I found a boudoir doll. It's like almost like a vanity box where the head is the topper, and then it's like has fabric around it, and it was sourced in the booth owner had a little like tag saying like I sourced this in France. But they had like $230 on it or something. Yeah, and I'm like no. But I was excited to see it. So I mean, I expected most of the California prices to be high, but I haven't done any thrifting. No thrifting, and I would love to maybe try to fit something in, but I only have 2 more days, so we'll see what happens.
Well, you found one of your bucket list items.
I did.
If y'all haven't seen her video,
yeah,
we talked about it previously.
Yes, I found it about 3 weeks ago. But yeah, so that's why I was like, that'll be one of my videos for when I'm gone. But you guys, I love it so much.
It's awesome. It's so cool. Well, last night, or actually this morning on Whatnot, I got one of my bucket list glass pieces.
Oh, what'd you get?
So my flipping van life, Sandy, her auctions were going crazy, but she had listed a bunch of buy it now stuff in her auction. And so I was able to get an early 1900s piece of Fenton Carnival glass in the dragon and lotus pattern
I'm ready.
for significantly less than what I can find it for. Like, I mean, I've always looked on eBay or whatever, and I don't have it here because I just bought it this morning.
Oh, it's not here. It's on its way to you.
It will be coming to me, so I'll probably have it next week, and I
Okay.
can be like,
Yes.
because one, I'm not a huge fan of carnival glass, because most of them are grapey. You know, they have grapes or whatever. But whilst looking through the catalog reprints that I have, I stumbled across the dragon and lotus pattern, and it has like peacock feathers in the center.
Ooh.
And I mean, it's very much me. I love it.
I cannot wait for the reveal.
And it's carnival on cobalt, so it's the darker, and it's a plate. I think their yellow is more expensive and harder to find, but that's not my color anyway. I like the dark, that oil slicky. And old carnival just looks very different to, you know, the 1970s revival.
It does.
Of carnival glass.
I completely agree.
So I'm very excited to see it in person. And on Friday I got another bucket list item. So
oh, really?
Whatnot has been dangerous this past 3 days. But if you saw, like, I did my mantle for summertime in a blue and white theme, and I have always been interested in the Argonaut. One, because of the name, but I got a Westmoreland milk glass Argonaut because most of the ones I've seen are like slag glass, or they're two different colors. Not a huge fan of that, because it's got shells on the top, it's got a shell handle, and then it has the dolphin feet.
Okay.
And that's called the Argonaut. And so when that's
Sounds
coming,
wonderful.
It's going up on my mantle because it's just going to fit in perfectly to my sea blue and white theme.
If I type in Westmoreland Argonaut, I should be able to find a picture of it?
Yes.
Okay. I'll look it up.
And you spell it as in like Jason and the Argonauts.
Okay.
So, I do have a quote, and I got this quote. It is actually in Diane, the Schiffer Diane that I shared. It's in her bio, you know, on Instagram. And I love this quote. And I had to do a fun background. So it says, "Be so completely yourself that everyone else feels safe to be themselves too."
Oh, I love it. And I love the photo you have.
Like, this is a very last minute photo, but it felt appropriate.
Yes.
And I mean, who doesn't need a quirky macaron with googly eyes in their life? I didn't know I needed this in my life until I searched quirky picture and this came up.
Oh, now a macaroon will just look naked with no googly eyes on it.
No, but googly eyes usually aren't edible, so that's true. Okay, because then I can just eat it. Because traditional macarons are 100% gluten free.
Oh.
And now I want macarons. Oh well.
I'm kind of in the mood for a cupcake. I to be honest, I'm actually not a big fan of those style of macaroons. I mean, I like the kind that are made out of coconut. That's a
macaroon.
Okay.
With 2 O's.
Yeah.
This is a macaron with 1 O.
Okay. I don't like macaron.
I do like macaron. Well, we have a local maker who does all kinds of great flavors. I mean, it really comes down to the filling for the macaron.
Yeah.
Good, Joyce. You should stick googly eyes on them.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer of adding googly eyes to things to make you feel better. In our old office, I gave my student workers a bag full of googly eyes, and they had competitions to see who can make the funniest face with stuff in the office.
Oh my gosh, we have to do that. We have to do that. We have to have all of you guys make things with googly eyes and send them to us. And I want to do a slideshow.
I have giant googly eyes, like this big,
Oh, really?
for Halloween that I usually find a place to stick it on. The funniest one was my shredder at work, putting the googly eyes like above where you put the paper in, so it looks like that's the mouth.
Yes, I love it.
One of the best places, easiest places to put googly eyes is on a light switch, because then the switch is the nose.
Yes.
You just run with the pareidolia and go for it.
Yes, let's do that. Okay, guys. I don't know which one of you is going to be first, but one of you is going to put some googly eyes on something and send us a picture.
Just do it.
Or at least I'm going to do it.
I don't know. They normally have them at the dollar store.
Okay.
Find googly eyes. Just don't use any adhesive that's really strong if what you're putting it on doesn't belong to you. Okay.
Wow, I wasn't even thinking about that, but now I'm thinking of like taking the googlies out, out onto on the road maybe with it.
There are people who like do it in public places as kind of like art, just like.
I didn't know this. I love this idea.
That's good. All right, let me hide this. But
that's so fun.
We're just under an hour. I honestly thought I was going to talk a lot more, but
I think it's perfect.
Yeah. And for those who want to know, the glass company that is spelled like this in the chat is said Kanawha. Okay?
Okay.
Kanawha glass. It is a Native American word. Now, I don't know that we say it correctly, but this is how all West Virginians say this word. It's not Kanaway. It's not Kanawha. It is Kanawha.
Kanawha.
Or you just Kanawha. It's usually, we say it much faster, so it's just you just put the K and the N together. It's like Kanawha.
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 Okay.
Not that hard. I promise. Kanawha. It is the name of a county. It is the name of an area. So.
Kanawha can be your password for your secret room.
For my speakeasy?
Your speakeasy.
And if you say it wrong, you're not coming in.
Not going to get in.
I was like, you have to go back and watch Brocante and Bergamot, episode 9. Go to the end, and you will find the word.
Oh my goodness.
So, there you have it. Thanks so much.
Yeah, this was a good one. I had fun. It's so nice to see everyone. I feel like I've been away for so long.
Yeah.
I haven't been online in chats or anything, so I feel like I feel so estranged, and it's so nice to see everybody.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming and hanging out with us. We will see you next week on Heather's channel. If y'all ain't doing anything tomorrow, sorry, that was the West Virginia coming out there. If you aren't doing anything tomorrow, I will be on Bridget the Baker's Daughter's channel for a sale at 3 Eastern. And do you have anything coming up, my dear?
No, I don't even know when I'm going to get home. Sometime next weekend. So
That's
I
exciting.
yeah. Yeah,
Just
sometime next weekend.
I like journeys where you just have a general idea of when
Yeah.
it's going to end,
Yeah,
and then you can fit all the stuff in between.
yeah, and we haven't I mean, I thought you can never put in as much in a day as you want to because there's only so much energy, there's only so much time.
Mm.
You have to factor in traffic and
Oh
meals.
yeah, you're in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. Have
Yes,
a great week.
good night. I really had fun seeing everyone.